What are some kind of upcoming developments in technology that maybe we haven't heard of? Are there artificial eyeballs yet? Will there be soon? Like, what else are that's on the horizon that won't just replace a deficiency,
right,
but may even enhance? What are we seeing? You mentioned cholesterol, but
yeah. So I mean, there are advances in prosthetics. Different replacements. People who've lost legs for different reasons, or arms, who are able to experience kind of a closer experience of that life that they once had. And then there were already debates about, well, what happens when, say, these artificial legs help someone to run faster than a human being? First off, there's just the traditional sport question of, is this fair or not? That you have people who maybe generally use this as a treatment because of some tragedy, and they use it as a treatment. Now they're competing against other people. Is it fair that they compete in the same competition and so forth? But then there's kind of that additional pressure of, oh, well, if I could get an advantage, might I want to just chop off my healthy limb to get this advantage, because I actually care more about winning this race than I do even about having fully functioning legs.
And if the answer is yes, then it would seem that there's going to be a growing industry of people who are surgically removing limbs such that you're not doing ultimate damage to your bodily integrity, and you can have this prosthetic limb put on.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that's a whole area that's going to develop and that we need to reflect on a lot.
And then people will be saying, well, if you didn't allow doctors to cut off healthy limbs, you're going to have backyard. Like back alley abortions. You'll have back alley people lopping off their legs. And
well, there was a book that came out in the early 2000s from Carl Elliott, Better Than Well, and he was already talking about enhancements.
What a great title, Better Than Well.
Yeah, it's a great book. He's an excellent storyteller, a great philosopher, and he's looking at how this enhancement impulse is already with us, right? And he looks at this phenomenon at the time of apotemnophilia, which we tend to call bodily integrity identity disorder. And this apotemnophilia is this kind of strong, persistent sense that I need to amputate or remove a limb that doctors declare to be healthy. And it's not just, oh, this feels weird on me. It's that I need to actively remove this. And they'll go to the doctors, and so many of the doctors said, no, I'm not going to do that. I've analyzed you and you're of good health, go forward and so forth. But then the patients would come back and say, no, it's causing me a lot of distress. And you know what, doc, if you don't do this, I might commit suicide. And so you have these good doctors who had refused to do it earlier, who kind of come in and say, okay, we'll do it now because I don't want this person to commit suicide, right? And so we see that today in our own cultural climate, this concern of, okay, if I don't...
You want a living daughter or a dead son? That kind of manipulative
that
language.
Sort of a rhetoric. So imagine if that's extended to other areas of our lives. If you took that mentality of the true inner self and the outward body to be manipulated according to the wishes and dreams and desires of that true inner self, gosh, I'm a star athlete. That's who I am. And I am willing and happy to take off all of this outdated flesh or a few of these limbs to get that competitive edge. And, I don't know if I can handle being refused that. Like, I might be in mental distress. Like, I don't want to belittle those who are dealing with other, say, forms of bodily identity struggles. But I could foresee more and more these sorts of situations and that high demand. And
I want to tell you about a course that I have created for men to overcome pornography. It is called strive21.com/Matt. You go there right now, or if you text STRIVE to 66866, we'll send you the link. It's 100% free. And it's a course I've created to help men, to give them the tools to overcome pornography. Usually men know that porn is wrong. They don't need me or you to convince them that it's wrong. What they need is a battle plan to get out. And so I've distilled all that I've learned over the last 15 or so years as I've been talking and writing on this topic into this one course. Think of it as if you and I could have a coffee over the next 21 days and I would kind of guide you along this journey. That's basically what this is. It's incredibly well produced. We had a whole camera crew come and film this. And I think it'll be a really a real help to you. And it's also not an isolated course that you go through on your own, because literally tens of thousands of men have now gone through this course. And as you go through the different videos, there's comments from men all around the world encouraging each other, offering to be each other's accountability partners and things like that. Strive21, that's strive21.com/Matt, or as I say, text Strive to 66866 to get started today. You won't regret it.